Okay, hello everyone. My name is Marc Gebara, and thank you for the Southern Medical Association for having me to present my systematic review of sunscreen decontamination in humans. I want to thank Dr. Howard Maibach from UCSF for being a really helpful mentor and of great counsel in research and in the field of dermatology in general. And also to Max Green for helping me with this study. So there's a few layers to this study, so I'm sorry if this is kind of confusing, but I'm here to answer any questions, obviously, for what I have today to present. So basically, everything started in 2019 on the topic of sunscreen decontamination. And in 2019, the FDA reevaluated the regulatory environment around several active ingredients in sunscreen. And the reason why they did that is because they tested 4 active ingredients and they found that they were systematically absorbed in the human body. And they passed the threshold for what was considered safe at the time, 0.5 nanograms per milliliter in the plasma. And so in 2020, a study by Matta et al. Expanded this investigation about systematic absorption from 4 that the FDA did to 6 active ingredients. And they also found that these ingredients were systematically absorbed and passed the 0.5 nanogram per deciliter, nanogram per milliliter threshold. And they found that they concluded that it is worth investigating the effects of these active ingredients in the human body, which there's very little studies on that right now. And so me and my colleagues discovered that, or rather we realized that it is worth investigating the current methods of sunscreen decontamination in humans, so that if the FDA decides that yes, we need to reevaluate the regulation around all sunscreen, scientists are better equipped to figure out how we can remove these chemicals and for what purpose we need to remove them from the body. So what we did was we went through Covidence and we looked at 3 databases, Web of Science, Embase, and PubMed. And we used the search terms sunscreen and decontamination or removal. And we found 4,432 studies.
Let me know when I can blow dry. I don't want to.
No worries. It's you
Kathy,
can
would you mind muting? Thank you.
Because this guy is presenting, then my friend's presenting.
Okay. So yeah, we found 4,432 articles, and we use the inclusion criteria for animal or human models. And we did not use any language restrictions or geographic restrictions. And there was no exclusion criteria. So when we screened 4,432 articles, we found 3 articles that fit the aforementioned criteria. And so I'm going to start by discussing the first article that's listed on the top row. And that's an article by Pacific Lab Biosciences. They invented a sonic brush, and that was supposed to like physically scrub off the sunscreen. And they found that among different types of sunscreen, the sonic brush removed it removed a significant amount of sunscreen of all types, the combination of physical and chemical, and the chemical type. And it was more effective than the manual cleanse. So one sort of thing that was made unclear, this is an abstract, so I wasn't able to find like a really detailed manuscript on this topic by this author, was what kind of manual method. Was it like a just soap and water wash, for example? And that wasn't made clear. So the second study, so removing nanoparticles from the human skin, was an actual paper. And this paper, actually, no, I'm sorry. This article was also this study was also an abstract, and it had an ex vivo component and an in vivo component. The ex vivo was frozen human tape stripped skin, and the in vivo was humans. Also, the previous study was in humans. So this study found that with zinc oxide, which is a UV filter coupled to a nanoparticle, it can penetrate the upper layers of the skin. And they did 3 washes with soap and water. And they found that like after the first wash was the most significant difference in these nanoparticle and zinc oxide filters compared to the other 2. And the last article was a full paper, it's the only paper that I found. And so this was basically evaluating the difference in sunscreen removal between water, a cleanser foam, and a cleansing oil. So just for a little bit of background, the cleansing oil is considered the most powerful sort of method of cleansing the skin from a variety of cosmetic substances. So this was done in humans, and they studied the waterproof and non-waterproof sunscreen. And so in the last paper, they found that the waterproof sunscreen was only adequately significantly removed by a cleansing oil, and the non-waterproof sunscreen can be adequately removed by the cleanser or the cleansing oil. And so the conclusion of this review is that we need more sort of studies to determine how we can adequately remove sunscreen from the plasma. But the going medical consensus right now is that it is still necessary to apply sunscreen, especially during peak sun hours from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you for listening, and I'm here to answer any questions.